Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to BNCBSE English online class. I hope you are doing great. Children, today we are going to start a new lesson, a new story from our supplementary. Yes, are you curious to know about the title? It's The Tiny Teacher. Okay, let's read the story as we know that who is a tiny teacher. Okay, children? Yes? Okay. So now all of you take your textbook, supplementary book, take page number 1. Let me ask you one thing, my dear children. Which is the smallest and wisest insect? Guess the answer. Which one? The smallest and wisest, very wise insect. Yes. Is it a fly? No. Is it a mosquito? This is the smallest, but is it wisest? No. And then a worm? No, none of these. Okay. But what's that? Yes, it's the ants. Okay, so children, the ants are commonest, smallest and wisest insects. Okay, children, so I hope you got it. So today we are going to learn a story about ants. So who is the tiny teacher here? Ants. Why the ant is a tiny teacher? Yes, because the ant is going to teach you something. Okay, I'm also going to learn with you people. Okay, let's see what are the things the ant is gonna teach us as children. Yes, so the first one, children. So here, children, there is a story of an ant. Okay, so when we listen to the story of the life of an ant, we may think like, oh, it's not true, it's uncertain. Okay, so the story of an ant's life sounds like untrue, but children, that's true. Don't think that it's just an imagination, it's just an illusion, it's not certain. Don't think like that. This is a true story. Yes, really the ants are living like this. So children, you may have some questions like why should we believe that because the life of an ant, this kind of life of an ant is only is possible in cinemas, especially in animation movies. Okay, you can't think like that. But children, you can believe it since it's a true story. Okay, why? Because there are some people, they are keeping the ants as their pets, and every day they are watching their daily behavior. They are observing. For example, children, if you are having a pet dog or pet cat or any other pets with you, what will you do? Anytime you may observe that, you may watch your pet, what's doing, what's eating, whether it's sleeping or playing, whether it's inside its home or outside. Yes or no? Yes or no? You'll be watching every time, isn't it, children? The same thing nowadays, people start having these ants as their pets. Okay, children, so they are observing every day their daily behavior. So we should accept the facts such as these tiny little ants are hardworking and intelligent creatures. Okay, you should believe that, you should accept these facts. No other go. Okay, children. And then, so children, here these ants, they have antenna, or in the other word we can say feelers. Yes, so why they are having that feelers or antenna? Why? Because to talk with some other ants. Okay, how they are talking, how they are communicating with the other ants? By passing messages through them. Okay, they are using this antenna to talk with other ants. So how they are communicating? By passing the messages through these feelers. Okay, children. And then see here, a row of ants moving up and down. These are moving up and these ants are moving down. Okay, so each ants, they greet each one of them greets others by touching their feelers. Yes, these are called antenna. Have you seen it? Yes, or else we can say feelers. Okay children, by touching them they are greeting one another. Okay children, yes. And then kinds of ants. So children, we know only the black and red ants, isn't it? These are common, so we know that this is the black ants and this one is the red, isn't it children? And children, from our childhood we are seeing only these kinds of ants, the black and red ants. Why? Because these are the common ants, isn't it? Yes children. So do you think, where do they live? Have you ever thought that where are they living, where the ants are living? Yes, they are living in their homes, obviously, isn't it? So their homes, the ants' home is called as ants hill. Okay, how do they call? Yes, this is ants hill, ants hills. Okay children, you can say nest also, no problem, but this is the apt one, appropriate word, ant hills. You can use this. Okay children, yes. So this is the ants hill. So they are moving downstairs to upstairs, isn't it? Yes. Okay children, so here this ants hill, my dear children, has 100 of little rooms and passages. Okay, so for example, if you take your own home, okay, how many rooms there? Yeah, we have a kitchen, a living room, a dining hall, 2 or 3 bedrooms, isn't it children? So kitchen, what will you do there inside the kitchen? Why are we using kitchen? To cook. Dining hall? Yes, we just keep our dining table and we use that dining room for eating, isn't it? Living hall? Yes, TV will be there, sofa will be there, chairs, everything will be there. We used to use the living room for sitting and chatting with our family, isn't it? And then bedroom, your dressing room, how it will be? Yes, there is a mirror, wardrobe, and your makeup things, everything will be there, isn't it? So this is how children, here are 100 little rooms. Okay, so every ant, they have their separate room. Okay children. Yeah, so for example, queen ants, okay, they lay eggs. Okay, they have separate rooms. They have their separate rooms for laying eggs. And then nurseries. So some rooms are nurseries. Why? For the young ants. So young ants are also called as grubs. Okay, so what is a grub? An young ant. Okay children. Yes, look here. Can you see this picture? What is this children? There are little rooms available. Can you see this? Yes, some rooms for storing their food, some for laying eggs, some for nurseries, isn't it? So this is how they are segregating the rooms for all the ants. Okay children, and then this is a queen ant. So what's the work of the queen ant? Yes, it does lay eggs. Okay children, yes. And then workers. Okay, there are worker ants. Okay, so they have their reserved quarters. Okay, they have their reserved quarters and they are spending their more time. Okay, most of the time they are staying out. Why? For searching their food. Okay children, they are spending their time searching for food. Okay children, so this is a working ant. Yes, it's working, it's carrying the food. I think it's a wafer, huh? Okay, yes. And then some rooms are storehouses. Yes, as I said to you earlier, I showed in that pictures, isn't it? So inside some cabins they kept their food, isn't it? So some rooms are storehouses. They use these storehouses for keeping their food. Okay, and then there are soldier ants. Okay children, these soldier ants, they have their separate barracks. So you know what is barrack? Yes, it's a building especially for soldiers. Okay, that is called barracks. Okay children, so here children, they have some rules and regulations like no worker ant tries to live in a soldier's house. So these worker ants, they cannot enter into the soldier's barracks. Okay, and these soldiers, they never go out searching for food. Okay, they have their own work, they have their allotted work, they do their work alone. Okay children, yes, they are following the rules and regulations, isn't it? Discipline, isn't it children? Okay, then let's move on to the next one. So there are some types of ants, workers, soldiers and cleaners. So children, no one ever has harmed a grub. So what is a grub? Yes, an younger ant, isn't it? So children, so these ants, they never ever harm grubs. Okay children, so that's why we can say that they are living a peaceful life. They are living very peacefully inside and outside their anthill, their nests, isn't it? Okay, why? Because children, they are having their works and they are doing it intelligently and bravely. So children, each ant has the share of work. They are sharing their work, and when they are working, they are using their brains. They are working intelligently. Okay, so now you can think that whether the ant has a brain. Yes, are you thinking that? I have the doubt. Yes, search and send the answer to me. Okay children, yes. Okay, now, and one more thing children, these ants, they never fights with other groups. So children, inside an anthill, only one group of ants will be there. Okay, so another group, they have their separate anthill. So they never ever have a fight with other groups of ants. They support each other. Okay children, they work together. Okay, so this is how they are working and supporting their friends, other friends, other ants. Okay children, are you doing the same? Are you supporting your friend, your classmates? Yes, I hope, I think so, because you are good children, isn't it? Yes. Okay children, let's move on to the next one. So there is a queen ant, isn't it? We have come across already. So there is a queen ant. So this queen ant is the mother of entire population. Okay, so it lives for only 15 years. So more than that it cannot live. And what's the work? The only work, the queen ant lays eggs. Okay, the only work is there for queen ant is to lay eggs. Okay children, yes. And then let me say this word, grubs, once again. So what are grubs? The young ants. Okay children, so from this eggs, these grubs come out. Okay, so what's happening? These grubs are guarded by the soldiers. So what's the work of soldiers? They are guarding grubs. Okay, and the workers, they are feeding them. Okay children, they are feeding them. Feeding whom? Feeding the grubs, the younger ants. So not only feeding, my dear children, these worker ants, they are cleaning them, carry them out for airing, exercise and sunshine. So children, you can see that newborn babies, they are taken outside for the sunlight. Yes, to absorb vitamin D. So for vitamin D, how we human beings, we are taking out the newborn babies, these worker ants, they are taking these grub out, okay, for airing, exercise and also for sunshine. Okay children, so 2 or 3 weeks later, these grubs, they become cocoons. Okay, so these cocoons, they live for 3 weeks without any activities and without any food. Okay, then finally again after a 3 week, these cocoons break and then the perfect ants appear, come outside. Okay, so this is the life cycle. These queen ants, they lay eggs. So these eggs hatch and become grubs, and after 2 or 3 weeks it becomes cocoon. Okay, and then again 3 weeks they are lying without any activities and food. Then finally the ants come out. Okay children, the perfect ants appear. Okay, yes children, and now it's the time for the younger ants for teaching and training. Okay, it's time for teaching and training. So these younger ants, they learn everything from old ants. So workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, they are there inside an anthill. Okay, so these are the works, these younger ones, these grubs, they learn from old ants. Okay children, so few weeks later, after getting everything, after learning everything, after getting enough training, these younger ants, they are ready to go out to the vast world for their work. Okay, searching for food and building their anthills and cleaning their anthills and cleaning the grubs, and then soldiers to guard the grubs. Okay children, yeah, so this is how it's happening. So children, we may think that inside an anthill only the ants are living, okay, but here this anthill is also a home for some creatures like beetles, lesser breeds of ants, and greenfly. Okay, now why these ants, they are allowing these creatures inside their anthill? Here are some reasons. Okay, the first reason is, dear children, some creatures, they give off smell pleasant to the ants' sense. Okay, some creatures, they are giving special that pleasant smell. Okay children, and then some give sweet juice, some provide sweet juices. Okay, and then some are pets or playthings. So children, can you imagine that even the tiny ants, they are having their pets, they are using some creatures as their playthings? Can you imagine this, my dear children? So here, how we human beings are having our pet animals, pet dogs or pet cats, similarly these ants also having their own pets. Okay children, and then finally green fly. So here we are having cow for getting milk, isn't it? So here they are using green fly as their cow. It means green fly equals cow. Okay children, so these ants, they train these green fly to give honeydew. Okay children, so how they are giving honeydew to the ants? By touching their antenna. Okay, they do have antenna. Green fly also has antenna, isn't it children? So these ants, if they want to have this honey, so they just touch the antenna of green fly. Okay children, so this is how they are using this green fly as their cow. Okay, yes, and then the question rises here. What's the question? Yes, so whether we human beings, we humans have learned like ants have learned, whether we are learning like them. Yes, obviously, yes my dear children, we are learning, we have learned, but the thing is we are not utilizing it. We are not utilizing it. Okay children, we haven't put learning to good use. So whatever we are learning, we just keep it aside and we are doing some other thing. We are not using it for good things. Okay children, so here are some things we should learn from tiny teachers. So now who is the tiny teacher here? It's the ant. Okay children, so So let's see what are the values we should learn from the ants, the tiny teachers. Okay, so the first one, hard work. Yes, the ants, they are hard workers. Yes or no? Do you agree with me? Yes, isn't it, children? They are working hard. So what will you do? Yes, from now onwards, you are also going to work hard. For what? To complete your homework on time. Okay, children? And then sense of duty and discipline. Yes, they are having enough knowledge for their duty as well as discipline. They have that knowledge how to behave, how to do our duty. Yes, they have that sense. So children, we do have our own knowledge when we are doing something, and we should be disciplined, isn't it? For example, we should give respect to our elders, isn't it? And one more thing, if your Zoom classes or if your Zoom class is at 3 o'clock today, you should be present there at 3 o'clock. Yes, you shouldn't be late. That's a discipline, punctuality. Yes, children, you should learn these things. Okay. Yes, and the next one, cleanliness. Obviously, yes, this cleanliness you should learn from the ants. Okay. And then care for the young ones. But what we are doing, we often fight with our siblings. Yes or no? Whether it's younger or elder one, we are fighting with them. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, yes, I know that, children. So you should not fight with them. Instead, you should care for them. You should care for your young ones especially. Okay. And then firm loyalty to the land where they live. Okay, children, they are living inside an ant hill. They respect that. They are loyal. Okay, they are loyal to the land where they are living. So similarly, we should be also loyal and we should respect the land where we are living. Got it, children? Yes. Okay, let's wind it up our class here. We completed this story. So children, let me give you a special homework. After listening to this class, you are going to read the story. Not only reading, you are going to recording it and you're gonna send it to me. Okay, children? Yes. And then your second homework is, you should complete question 1 and 2, that's given in page number 3, and then question 2, page number 6. Okay, children? Okay, hope you understand the story. If you have any doubt, you can call me. As children, till we meet in our next class, bye for now. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you, children. Have a